My challenge for you today in this lesson is to start to put your kitchen table together.
Hi, I'm Natalia Nicholson, founder of Women in Digital Business, where we empower underrepresented women to thrive in the digital world.
Welcome to our weekly Lunch and Learn. My name is Natalia Nicholson. I'm the founder of Women in Digital Business, and I'm your host who comes to you every single week with a Lunch and Learn, filling you with nuggets, suggestions, frameworks, swipe files, resources that really get you on the map of selling online and having that digital automation where you can make people aware of you, engage with your tribe and people, collect leads and sell, and ultimately really build a successful business based on your story, your experience, helping others, and just making this world a better place for Black female entrepreneurs. Because when you know, and when you don't know, you don't know. We are starting businesses than any other group. We are starting businesses the fastest, than any other group out there. And we are self-teaching ourselves. We are having to adapt to different environments. And it's not easy out there. So this community really does exist to help guide you into how do I can make connections online? How do I get my business online and automate it? AI is coming, guys, and we want to be on the right side of AI. We want to be open to all the opportunities that AI can give us. The world is changing, it's digitalized, and if your business isn't fully digitalized and you're not talking to people online, you're not finding customers online, you're not delivering online, there's got to be a shift in your business model. And this community is about how do I do that? How do I build out automation? How do I use software? How do I use AI? There are so many tools and resources that save us time for staffing that actually we are able to build out huge, big businesses and take some of that wealth that sits with the 1%. Take some of that wealth back through really understanding how to digitalize our businesses. Because through the use of software, we can now be in our homes and running multi-million companies with people working remotely. Which brings me on to our topic today. Okay, it's how to go from that hustle to harmony and how to really manage your business like a CEO and be able to lead. Leadership is so important. So many of us know this, and I think in the coming weeks we're going to have some guest coaches actually that are going to talk a lot more about leadership, about mindset. When you're on this entrepreneurial journey, mindset is absolutely everything. How you lead in terms of how you lead yourself, how you lead others is so key and so important. So before I jump straight into it today, please do introduce yourselves into the chat. If you are watching this on a replay, simply use the comment box. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe. Let us know what else you want to hear. What do you want to learn about? Are you looking at any particular softwares right now to build out your website, maybe build a membership site, online course? Maybe you want me to explore some of the softwares. How do they work? How do you set your business automation up? Regardless of what you want help in terms of getting yourself visible online and monetizing your personal brand or being able to sell your story, whether it's through coaching or consulting, make sure you use the comment section and let us know what you think. Let us know what you want. And I'm here to deliver, and we are here to serve. So with that said, we're going to jump into it today on just talking about how to really lead like a CEO. You've got all this use of software now. You've got all this use of artificial intelligence. You are the owner of your business. You are the CEO. You've been given a gift and you want to package that gift up into an offering and you want to go out to market and offer it. When you go out to market, what's going to happen is that you are going to see where you need help, where you might need freelancers, where you might need members of staff, team members. And for any of you that know me, you know I absolutely love the book called Think Rich, Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read it, if you haven't got a copy, please go and get it. And one of the things that Think Rich, Grow Rich talks about is a whole load of disciplines and laws that, evolve into you having the right attitude, the right mindset, the right strategic thinking, the right analytical brain to really be able to grow and really be able to create wealth. And in one of the chapters, it very much talks about creating your own mastermind. Michelle Obama also talks about it, creating your own kitchen table. And for any business to really grow, and if you're serious about going from 5 to 6 to 7 figures, you've got to figure out, who do I need on my team? We don't get anywhere by ourselves. We've seen that, a big growth in brand partnerships that are happening. Loads and loads of more small businesses are connecting with other small businesses, and we're starting to realise the power of partnering can actually help elevate us all. Okay, but to do that, you've got to be a great leader. You've got to be able to serve yourself, and you've got to be able to serve others. You've got to be able to have that skill set of empathy and see things from other people's point of views, because the best partnerships is when both parties are winning. And actually, Women in Digital Business is built on that ethos. It's a community. I don't think of it as the Natalia Nicholson show. I don't think of it as my platform. I think of it as our platform. I want to build a platform for Black female entrepreneurs where we can engage, we can connect, we can share, we can teach one another, we can mentor one another, and what we'll be doing in effect of that is creating global businesses where we own them 100%. We don't have to give them away. We don't want a seat at the table anymore. We want full ownership. Okay, so in terms of, figuring out as a CEO, okay, what does my business look like? And for those of you that don't really understand exactly what a funnel is, please make sure, check the link out in the chat. Please make sure you watch the masterclass on literally how funnels saved my life and literally brought me from not making very much money to be really successful, and also opening up a whole bag of opportunity. Okay, and I want to really be able to show you how funnels can do that for you. So it's one thing understanding a funnel, it's another thing building a funnel out, and understanding what software you're going to do it in, and really crafting and putting together that user journey that creates a number of touch points that's really going to get your audience to get to know, like, trust you and buy from you. So where are we going, Natalia? What is this whole CEO leadership thing about? Because you seem to be waffling a bit and not getting to the point. The point is, for those of you that really want to level up your businesses digitally, and you understand the journey that you're going to have to create to get people to know, like, and trust and buy from you, you're going to need to establish, what do you need? What help do you need? What's the type of team that you need to put together? Mastermind is what Napoleon Hill calls it. Michelle Obama calls it the kitchen table. My challenge for you today in this lesson is to start to put your kitchen table together. Whether that might be family members or friends that are going to help you, understanding what's their role, what's their capacity. Also understanding who are they serving and what do they want. If you're going to have a team round a table, you do need to figure out, okay, who can do what, who is committed short term, long term, medium term, and make sure that you're placing people in the right position and giving them the right amount of responsibility depending on what their dreams are, okay? Depending on where they want to go. Because you've got to make sure that what you're offering them is in line with that, so you get the best out of them. And this is why when it comes to leadership, empathy and being able to see things from other people's points of view is such a powerful leadership tool. But what we're going to do today, ladies, I'm really going to teach you how to map a funnel out. Okay, because once you've mapped a funnel out, that's when you're going to understand what is the skill set and what are the missing gaps that I need to bring in. Once you can understand that, that's when you can have a team that you've put together that you can know, okay, this team is going to get me from point A to point B. And then you can really start to craft and put a leadership style and management on it and really lead with harmony and make sure you're reaching those goals. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome was not built by one person. Okay, and I think as an entrepreneur, there is that ownership, especially if you've been in this game for a while by yourself. There's a part of you that doesn't want to give anything away, or we want to keep it to ourselves. But to be able to grow and to be able to be successful, we are going to have to create a team, and we are going to have to lead them and lead our women into the battlefield and into victory. It literally, as an analogy, is getting ready to go to war. When you get ready to go to war, think about, I don't know how many of you watch Netflix. Oh my God, I really got into Vikings, by the way. Or The Last Kingdom is really good. I don't know how many of you have watched that, Game of Thrones, but think about when they got ready. If they were getting attacked, they would get ready and they would make sure they barricaded their doors off. They would make sure there were spikes there. They'd make sure they had the heated oil ready to tip on the people that want to get in. Okay? If they knew someone was coming for them. If you was going to conquer, you would make sure, you've got all the right tools. You'd even create some camouflage on the floor there, that, some spikes come up when your enemy comes up to kind of eradicate them. You get ready and you prepare for war. You prepare for war mentally, physically. And if you think about any great leader before they go into battle, what happens? The leader comes along on his horse, and that leader will get to the core of his army and tell them their belief, what they're going for, why this fight matters. and they will lead with intention. They will lead with integrity. Think of people like Gandhi, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You want to be the type of leader that people love. When you're the type of leader that people love, and if you can get your team to get on the same page and have a common goal, that's when you become really powerful. And we are going to look at, where does that start? Where does the blueprint start? How do I start to create my own army? How do I get to be a great leader that's going to bring them into battle and it's going to achieve my dreams and also achieve their goals and their dreams as well? Okay, so we're going to start off with planning. It all comes through planning. When you're putting an army together, you have to look and rethink to yourself, who do I want to recruit in my army? Okay, you might want someone really strong. You might want someone that is really a great strategic thinker, maybe an analytical thinker. For you to be able to put the right army and the right team together, you've got to understand where the gaps are. Once you've got the right team, that's when we can really start getting on the same page, and we're going to look into leadership and how to lead your team forward a little bit more. But today, what I want to show you is, how do I map a plan out to figure out where are the skills gap, and maybe figure out what are the suppliers, freelancers, members of staff that I need to really help me to be able to achieve my objective. Okay, so let me share screen. Right, so on the screen, you should be able to see a software called Guru. There are a number of apps out there that do this, by the way. You've got Guru, which is kind of new to the marketplace, a bit of a disruptor. Anybody that wants any discounts on any of these softwares, please just DM me in the comments if you're watching this on a replay, or put it into the chat now. And what I'll do is see if I can manage to get you some type of discount or a lifetime offer. But this is the tool that I use, which is Guru. Guru is actually owned by ClickFunnels, one of the softwares that we use for building out funnels for ourselves and for members of our community as well. But it isn't just Guru. You've also got Funnelytics. Funnelytics is the big boy of them. Funnelytics is something that agencies would use. You've also got Marketing Plan.io. You could even use Canva. You could use post-it notes on your wall if you want. You could even get the magic white sheet boards if you stick them on the wall. But what you want to do is come out with a plan and come out with a map, okay? And this funnel building tool allows you to map out your whole funnel, also known as the customer journey, the user journey. So now you can get to identify, okay, with what I've got to do, I can't do all of this. There's a skills gap here. This isn't really my bag. I'm not really great at this. These are the areas that actually I'm going to need some help in, or I'm going to have to recruit in, or I'm going to have to figure out who can manage this and who can do this. For those of you that are listening to this and you come from a corporate background and you've worked a number of years working for someone, and you got to, high level management, and you now have started your own business, you're about to start your own business. There's a book, and actually, even if you're not from that background, E-Myth is just a brilliant book. E-Myth is a book all about, what is it that you need to do in your business, and who do you need to get in to serve your business. So I think a lot of us that come from the corporate world, even myself in my younger days, I used to work in media before starting my own first e-commerce bookstore. There's a lot of frameworks that I took over from the corporate world into a small startup entrepreneurial business that I wasn't ready for it. So I was just wasting time, money and resources. It's one of the reasons why my first business went bankrupt, if you want me to be honest with you, is not really having that clear understanding of what are the areas that I should be working and what are the areas that I might give away. So, I don't know, let's say you're a bakery, you run a bakery for someone else, and you decide, I've had enough of this, I'm going to set up my own bakery. One might think that the best place for you to be in is actually baking the bread. But actually, baking the bread has got a formula, it's got ingredients, and you could show someone else how to do that, while maybe you focus more on the accounts, because the accounts person that you hired isn't invested in your business, so actually isn't chasing any of the invoices, isn't totaling everything up, doesn't understand what the cost per bread is and what the price should be. So you've now left your financing and your pricing strategy in the hands of someone because you felt they had accountancy experience. Make sense? So E-Myth just really puts you back into tune and touch in terms of setting up the business structure of your business. There's a huge difference what a structure would look like as a part of a big established organization, or even a small established business that might have a turnover of 1, 2, 3 million. okay, is very different to, okay, I'm singular, I'm a solo entrepreneur, or I'm a coach, speaker and consultant. I might have a PA, EA, I might have a social media manager. They're complete two different dynamics and frameworks. And you need to make sure when you're setting up your frameworks and you're setting your business up to really get into that 7-figure bracket, you're going to have to put an organization, a company together, and you need to place yourself in the parts that need you, the CEO, the owner, and only you, the CEO and owner. So E-Myth is a really great book to get a deep dive into that. So make sure you go and check it out. The details are probably on the screen. If you're watching this as a replay, they're popping up. If you're here with me live, E-Myth. EMYTH, go and look it up right now. Get the audio book, get the written book. Excellent book to really get you to understand about the structure of your business, because a great leader has got to have a great army. Okay, so if we go back to this screen, we're going to figure out, how do I map my whole business out? Okay, how do I map my business out and establish where I'm going to do all the different elements of my funnel and where I might have to get someone else in? And remember, everything should start with your objective. So if your objective is to make a total amount, that's what we should be gearing towards, using SMART objective and the objective first framework. Okay, we're talking another day about the objective first framework. If you don't know it, stick around with us. We'll teach you. It's a framework that really gets you to think about what is my objectives and what are the KPIs that I need to set in short. Okay, so we've got to have an objective. So whether it's sales, whether you're just starting, nobody knows who you are, it's awareness. Maybe you're getting the sales in, but they're just, trickling. You need a bank of leads that you can always be marketing to make sure the sales come in. So maybe your objective is to build up an email list or get leads. Whatever the case may be, your objective is going to be different depending on you, your business model, and what it is you want to achieve this year and beyond. Okay, so once we've got an objective, we then need to think to ourselves, okay, so within my objective, we've got to think about our target audience next. So once we thought about our target audience, we need to think about what are the segments that make up our target audience. So I always use the example, if I'm selling bags to mums, what type of mums am I selling to? Is it mums that have just had a newborn or multiple newborn babies or toddlers under 3 and maybe they need a nappy bag? Is it mums that go out to work and they've got their laptop and they need more of a satchel? Is it a working mum that's with the kids and working and needs a dual purpose bag? You're going to have different types of mums. So one of the first things before you can actually put your army together and you can really put your leadership style together and really go in harmony to what you want to achieve, you do need to think, okay, who is my audience and what are the segments that make my audience up? What are the different avatars that I'm going to be marketing to that are going to be my customers? What do I offer to these segments that is a solution to a really great problem that they've got and a problem that they want to solve pretty immediately? One of the things that we do is we make an offer, we know what we're doing is great, but the way that we present it doesn't present any urgency. It does not, it's not marketed in a way that, okay, this is something that you need like now or yesterday. And that can be quite a hard thing to figure out. But again, stick with us, hang around with me. I'm going to show you how to do it and how to do it again and again and again so you keep launching successful campaigns. Okay, so once we've established who our target audience are, what are the segments, what you're going to do is say, okay, to reach my objective, I'm going to start with one of the segments, 2 of the segments, or 3 of the customer segments. 3 is the magic number. We don't want to go over 3 because you are going to need a funnel for each one of your customer segments. You cannot send the same message to everyone and think that it's going to land and you're going to be able to sell. The amount of times I'll ask someone, who's your target audience? And I get the answer, everyone. Or I get the answer, 18 to 65. Okay? That's fine if your audience is everyone. That's fine if you've got a big age bracket group or interest, but we need to segment them out because all these people are not the same. And the problem with the internet is we don't see each other face to face anymore. So for us to really make connection, and we make connection through content, we've got to make sure the content we're putting out to make that first initial content is super laser focused at your customer segment and not your overall target audience. Okay? Lesson number 1 for today. So once we've established, okay, what our offer is, we're established, who it is that we want to sell with, we're going to start off for the purpose of today's workshop, we're going to start off with just one segment. For every customer segment you have, you should have a funnel. You should have a user journey of how you are going to make them aware of you, how you're going to engage with them. You want to find out more about them so you can create better content. They want to find out more about you because they're in the consideration stage of considering whether to buy from you. Once you figure out what's what's my lead generator going to be? How am I going to collect leads and build an email list? An email list is more important than the actual product in the beginning. If you've got an email list, you can sell multiple things to your audience. How am I then going to convert? How am I going to excite them to be able to create that ascension ladder and be able to upsell? How am I going to create brand ambassadors and create user generated content, which then goes right back down to the beginning of the top of your funnel or the beginning of your user journey, however you want to look at it, to use that content to get people to come into your funnel. Okay? So we are creating one funnel per customer segment. So what we're going to do is we're going to map a user journey out creatively. Once you've done that creatively, you're then going to put it into an actual funnel map. This funnel map is going to help you to be able to understand what you need to track, because data's everything. We're in the digital world. Data's going to tell you the exact direction you need to go in to grow your business. So now you have a plan that you can hand over to your data analysis to say, set this up for me in GA4. So you've got a lovely looking dashboard that is telling you every single touch point of your user journey and every layer of the funnel, what's happening, so you can improve, optimize, keep relaunching and keep getting better and better figures, whether it's awareness, whether it's lead generation, or whether it's sales. Okay? Now, the funnel map is also going to tell you, where do I need some areas of expertise? What's the type of team that I build? What kitchen table do I need to put together? What soldiers do I need to go to war to win this battle and win my objectives, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through a funnel map that I recently put together for Women in Digital Business, actually. We are about to go live. Yay! Launching our October summit of the top most 100 powerful black women. We've done it once in October. It was absolutely amazing, and we'll be doing it again in October. We do it twice a year, where we get the best, the grittiest, those with tenacity, those with real life stories to come and deliver masterclasses to you, from leadership to mindset to TikTok to digitalization to sustainability to innovation. It covers all the array of topics of what we go through as a black female entrepreneur, with 100 masterclasses and the opportunity to maybe work with some of these women if it's an area that you really need to develop. Okay, so I was refining this funnel, so I'm going to go through it with you today and show you examples of where there may need to be gaps for you, so you can start formulating a team, an army, and you can start to lead them into victory to meet the objectives of your business, but also meeting the objectives of who they are personally. When you're picking your team, that's quite important that your why and your objective is aligned with theirs, so they've got an energy, a backing, and a will to see you succeed that also falls in line with what they might want to do as a bigger picture. That's really important. If you're going to get someone that, kind of just wants to go, get paid, go home, they probably need to go and work for a bigger organization and not a startup. Okay, we want to avoid that. We want team members that have got you, going to back you, and going to be there for you. So if we take a look on this screen, what we can see is a whole load in this first row, which is the top of the funnel, the awareness. Okay, so the awareness of what we do is that we have got LinkedIn. Okay, we do lead generation on LinkedIn. We have also got email. We prospect from LinkedIn and we send cold emails out. We do a cold email campaign. We also look for influencers on Facebook and Instagram, show them what they do. We talk to them, we partner with them, and that's now going out to one-to-many. Okay, so we also do influencer marketing. We've also got our own mailing list. We have got a community of over 6,000 women globally, and that is growing every single day. Be careful of email list building. Even us, we used to have a database of over 15,000. We've chopped that right down to 6, and we've only got people in our community that actually engage with us. Okay, we want quality over quantity. And we've also got our Women in Digital social media channels, as well as my own. So what we do is we've got lead generation, we've got email marketing, we've got influencer marketing, we've got our own email list, our own source of traffic, and we've also got our organic socials. And what we're doing is we're then pushing traffic into opting in to being interested in speaking at our summit. So we've now got an opt-in page. Once they've opted into our summit, guess what? An automated email needs to be fired out. And that email needs to be fired out If they say yes, that's great, we want to opt in and be a speaker, and they fill the application form out, they'd get one email. If maybe they opt in and they still haven't done the application form, they get a series of email reminders. So depending on whether there's a yes or no, do you see the yes or no's on the diagram? That would depend on what automated email they're going to get. Okay, so they get to the application page, they haven't filled it out, they're going to get a series of emails just politely reminding them to fill it out. Don't want to spam them, don't want to be sending too many emails out, but nice friendly reminders, okay? And again, depending on who my customer segment is, the tone of the emails might change because I'm resonating specifically to that segment and that group, okay? Once they have filled the application form in, once we've reviewed it and we know that they would make an absolutely amazing, fantastic speaker, they then go to a thank you page where they can book a call. Okay, if they don't book a call, again, they'd get an email to remind. If they do book a call, they're going to get all the confirmation details. Okay, once they've booked a call, that's when now it becomes a sales call. They get on a call with me or someone else from their sales team. And then we'll have a discussion of how they're a great fit, how they're going to be involved in the summit. If they say yes, they're sent an accepted email. If maybe they're still thinking about it, they're supporting automated information that will get sent to them. And along with that, they're also getting automated emails from our newsletters that get sent out every week, the Desk of Natalia. They're also getting invited into our free community to join our lunch and learns of what we're doing today. And even the lunch and learn, that requires for a sales page to be built out. That requires for email automation. So what you've got within your funnel plan is planning out all your campaigns on how you're going to find your community, grow your list, sell your product, and invite people in. And by mapping it out, you'll now think to yourself, ooh, if you're anything like me, I'm not the greatest copywriter, because I'm really not. Put me on video and I'm fine. I can vlog and do videos all day long. The minute I've got to sit there and write, it kind of all goes a bit pear-shaped. So I know that's not one of my strengths. So I might think, I'm going to need a copywriter. I build out everything we do in Kajabi and ClickFunnels. You can see there's some post-it notes there that the first part of the funnel is actually going to be built in ClickFunnels. The rest of the funnel will be built out in Kajabi. We've got our own reasons of why we use softwares. If you're still thinking about what software you're going to use to automate everything out, again, please stay with us because we can help and guide you in that. You've got to find the right software for you because you don't want to do all that work and then think this isn't right for me, I've got to change. It's a big decision. Okay, so from mapping this funnel out, I now think, well, can I manage 500 calls a month? I'm going to need a sales team. I don't really like writing emails, so I'm going to need someone to write my email automation. And remember, copywriting is what connects us through this camera lens, through a laptop, through a smartphone, through a tablet. So it's really important actually that the language used, the messaging used really resonates with each customer segment, which is why we market to a segment and not the whole audience. We want to make sure the experience is as personalized as possible. So we make sure that those conversion points have got the highest percentage of conversion. Okay, so I then might look at my funnel and think, oh gosh, I can do design, I can do a little Canva, but design a whole sales page. I mean, I can do the video, so I might need to get someone to design my sales page, okay? My sales page might have a video on it, a video sales page, so now I'm gonna have to do a video. Well, I understand how to do videos, it's my business, I understand what I'm selling, but actually I could do with some help on exactly how I'm gonna structure the video, and actually I could do with some help with getting all these sales pages designed. Once they're designed, actually this software that I'm using is drag and drop, so actually I've probably got enough time in my day to make updates to these sales pages in my website, but I might need the first version of it all built out for me. So what happens is when you start to put the funnel plan together, the user journey, whichever you want to call it, is you start to see where the gaps are. You start to see where you sit in your business, what you're going to do, what you're good at, what you need to do. I teach, I train. No one in my team else can really do that. That's personal to me. So if my time's absorbed there, I need to make sure that finding the customers, making them aware, engaging with them, getting their details, doing the email marketing runs really smoothly, because I don't have the time, because I'm either speaking on stages or writing content programs or working with the owner in our community. So I've got to have a team to do that. So what the funnel map does is it allows you to really look at your business and look at the objectives you need to make and gets you to understand, okay, what am I going to take on board and what do I need help with? Okay, so and we don't want help with, I keep seeing these ads on Instagram of get your own EA, it's a certain amount of dollars per month. You want people in their specialist areas to make sure that you are going to reach your objectives. If you need someone in email marketing, they need to specialize and have that experience in email marketing. If you need someone in designing a particular software, you want to make sure you find that person. And you also want to make sure, like I said, if their goal is to one day have their own email marketing agency, you might say, great, come on board, let's achieve this. And, I can introduce you to people, or you could introduce your services into my community and tap into it. Depending on what your business model is, there's so many different partnerships that you could come up with. So in terms of leadership, you've got to be serving the people that you're bringing to your kitchen table, the people that you're bringing into your army to fight for you, to make sure that they're also fighting for a cause for themselves, because that way they're going to give you 150%. Okay? So, I know I talk really fast. It's just that I'm trying to get it all out and give it to you in the time that I've got. So as usual, we've come to the end of our session today. So many nuggets I want to give you. Hopefully I've opened your mind up to understanding how you can use the funnel planning to make sure you can see the gaps and you can see the team that you need to put together, and just giving you some insight in how you put that team together to reach your objective, and how you want your team working in harmony by making sure that you're serving them as well as serving you and serving your business. Put your comments in the chat, whether you enjoyed this today, what you want to see more of, what you want to know more of. If you haven't listened to the Queen of Funnel Mastery Program, please do. Any of you that want to speak at our summit, top 100 most powerful black women, that kicks off in the last week of October, just reach out to us. Whether it's YouTube on a comment, you want to send us an email, hello@Women in Digital Business, reach out to us. Whether you want to do it on social media, we will always reach back out to you. Okay, so that is the end of our session today of our Lunch and Learn. And please do join us next week, Tuesday, for our Lunch and Learn. It's midday every Tuesday with myself, Natalia Nicholson, the founder of Women in Digital Business. I look forward to seeing you then. I'm really super excited. And for those of you that are live with me, please watch out for some of the changes that are about to come to our community. We've realised there's a bit too much going on in our community that might overwhelm you. So we're about to make our community our classroom. And within that classroom, there's going to be a lot more masterclasses like the one today. There's going to be resources that we're going to give away, swipe files, playbooks, just information that's really going to support and help you within your journey. And if you're really ready to level up and you're at a stage where actually you want to work more and you want to produce a funnel map and several of those for all of your customer segments and craft out a strategy, pick the software and start building your website and automation, we've got a course that kicks off on the 3rd of July, Queen of Funnel Mastery Program. Just make sure that you sign up to the waitlist for the Queen of Funnels Mastery link that's in the chat now. And if you are interested in being a speaker, Abby, actually, let's give it away. We only launched this week. There's some early bird special offers. I'm not really meant to be doing this on this platform. Usually it's special invitation with all the women that we work with, but we just want to meet more and more and more black women, help more and more black women so we can have more ownership, more businesses and more support for one another. So I'm going to kind of let the cat out of the bag. And if you are interested in being a speaker, the link is in the chat. We'll also put it with the replay. Book a call with me and my team. Let's go through if it's really going to benefit you and it's going to benefit our community. It's all about partnership. Speaking has to serve your journey, and it has also got to serve the community that we bring in who actually attends the summit. So if you're interested, the speaker link is in the chat right now. And like I said, outside of that, if you're really ready to get your business on the road, if you're ready to do both, just leave your name on both. To be fair, we've got a really good package at the moment where you get to build your funnel out and be a speaker at the summit. So it's the two together. And that being the case, just fill out the speaker form, the speaker link that's in the chat now. Okay? Anything I said that didn't make any sense, ask questions. Asking questions is really, really key. Don't go on the internet trying to look for the answers that you didn't find in what I'm saying, because you're just going to get another viewpoint and you're going to get confusion. So any questions that you've got, no question is a silly question, please put it in the chat, put it in the comments, and let's make sure we leave communication lines open. Okay? So I bid you a goodbye. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a fabulous week. Stay blessed, stay successful. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next week, Tuesday, for the next Lunch and Learn. Take care. Bye-bye.